All right. Getting ready to start the show. Y'all get up in here, man. It's Sunday night. It's another episode of Talking Bars. Get up in here. Y'all go ahead and share the live, man. Share the live. Share the live to all your peoples out there that love hip hop. I'm gonna give you all another minute to get up in the chat. Don't forget to go support Exotic Drinks, man. Hit him up on Instagram. Go hit up his Instagram page. Get up in here, y'all. Get up in here. We're going to have a nice little discussion tonight. This is Talking Bars, man. Y'all go ahead, share the page, share the live. This is another episode of Talking Bars. We're going to get started in just another minute. Hit the chat. Y'all jump in the chat, man. I need y'all in the chat tonight. I want to hear from y'all tonight. Get up in the chat, y'all. Hit that like button down below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel as well. Hope everybody's doing good on this here Sunday night. How's everybody doing tonight, man? Hope everybody's doing good. Happy Sunday to y'all. This is another episode of Talking Bars. It's your boy, Onslaught Tree. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all go down in the comment section. Hit the comment section. Let me hear from y'all tonight. Let me hear what y'all got to say. I need y'all to get up in the discussion, and we're going to talk about this tonight. All right, so tonight I want to talk to y'all about, I want to have a serious conversation with y'all tonight, because we talk about this a lot, and there's a lot of discussions that always goes into who's the best ever, who's the best all time, who's the greatest of all time. And I see Derek Clark. Derek Clark is in the chat. Derek, thanks for coming through. I appreciate you. Thanks for joining the chat. Same to you as well. Hope you're having a good Sunday. Thank you for joining Talking Bars. So today we're going to be talking about top 10 rappers. Now, a lot of people talk about the top 10 rappers. We all have who we think are in the top 10 rapper discussions. Now, I see Triple T Reviews is in the chat. Triple T, thanks for coming through. I see Clayton is in the building. Clayton Phillips, thanks for coming through. Clayton, appreciate y'all. I need y'all to hit your comments in the comment section right now, man. If you're in the chat right now, hit the like button, comment. Everybody loves Big Pun. Everybody loves Big L. Everybody loves Notorious B.I.G. These are some of the greatest MCs we have ever seen get on the mic. But there have been a lot of MCs since rap has started. We can go back to the 70s, to the 80s, to the 90s, to the 2000s. Kendrick Lamar might be in the top 10 right now, according to a lot of people. So the discussion we're going to have tonight, Big Pun really only had 2 albums. You could say one, you're not wrong. Big Pun really only had 2 albums. Big L had 1 album Big L released. Notorious B.I.G. has 2 albums that he's released. Now, these albums are amazing. All right. I see Iman is in the building. Shout out to Iman. Harlem is in the building. Shout out to Harlem. Big Pun's Capital Punishment and The Yeah Baby are considered classic albums. Anyone that listened to those 2 albums, those are considered classic material. Big L, Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous, front to back, that's a pretty dope album as well. And we all know the Notorious B.I.G., one of my top 3 albums all time, Ready to Die and Life After Death. Those are two amazing albums. But compared to a lot of other artists, is Big L, Big Pun, or Notorious B.I.G. really in the top 10? Let's have an honest conversation, y'all. I know we all love them. I know some of us think they're the best ever. Do they belong in the top 10 conversation? I need y'all to hit the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Let me see what the chat is saying. I see Derek Clark says, no problem. Derek Clark, thank you. Derek Clark says, 3 of the best. Facts. Triple T asks, top 10 dead or alive rappers? Yes. Yes, Triple T. The question is Biggie Smalls, Big L, or Big Pun considered in the top 10 of all time? Triple T has a comment. Triple C says, I don't know about Kendrick Lamar being in the top 10. Listen, man, Triple T, I've heard a lot of people with the consistency that Kendrick has been on. Kendrick has at least 2 classic albums. Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly. Some people call those classic albums. And he has some pretty solid albums. The Damn album, the last album. So I've heard people put in Kendrick in the top 10. I'm not one of those, but I've heard people say that Kendrick belongs in the top 10. I do like Kendrick as an artist, but I don't know if he is in the top 10. He's amazing. Derek Clark says Biggie the best of all time. Listen, I can't even argue with that, Derek Clark. I can't even argue with that. That's my man. I love Notorious B.I.G. So hit the comments, y'all. I see Clayton Phillips says, I think they are most certainly in the top 10. So Clayton is putting them in the top 10. And again, like I said, there's a lot of hip hop artists out there, y'all. Let's be serious, man. There's Lil Wayne's. Lil Wayne has about 9, 10 albums. There's T.I. T.I. has gone from the 2000s. T.I. has a lot of albums. There's Ice Cube. Ice Cube has a whole ton of albums. Ice Cube has changed his style over time. We have a guy like The Game. People, I'm not saying he's top 10, but a lot of people love The Game. Jadakiss has changed his style over time, and he's still dropping great material. Snoop Dogg is still around. Snoop Dogg came out before Notorious B.I.G., before Big L, before Pun, and Snoop Dogg is still releasing music today. So I know sometimes we love Biggie, we love Pun, we love Big L, but the question, are they really top 10? Triple T has a comment. Triple T says, also to correct you, Big Pun, Big L, and Biggie Smalls all have only 1 album, not 2. Well, Biggie Smalls' Ready to Die album and the Life After Death album. The Life After Death album was actually completed before he passed away. He never really got to promote the album or tour the album, but that album was completed before he passed away. Same thing with Big Pun. Big Pun's album was finished. Big Pun wasn't alive to when the album came out because, but the album was already recorded. The songs were recorded. They just had to mix it and put it out. So all the material on the Yeah Baby album was considered done. So yes, if you say it's 1 album, I can agree with you, but most people consider Big Pun and Notorious B.I.G. having 2 albums. Triple T has another comment. Triple T says, Ice Cube is most definitely in my top 10. I'll put Ice Cube as number 1. Yeah, Ice Cube has a great career. Ice Cube has more than 2 albums. Ice Cube has a couple classic albums. America KKK, Jiggers for Life. Yeah. I see NYC Addictions is in the building. Shout out to NYC Addictions, man. Yo, I put it up early. I'm gonna put it up again, man. Y'all don't forget to go support exotic drinks, man. All right. If you here in New York City, hit up NYC Addictions, hit up exotic drinks. They got the drinks for you. Hit them up. Let them know what you want. Delivery is an option. They got some great flavors. He have the Love Potion #9. He got the Galaxy, which is infused. And he got the Medusa, which is infused as well. So y'all go, man. Go to Instagram. Go hit up Exotic Drinks. Put your orders in. Exotic Drinks got a couple stuff here. He said, "What it do, chat? If you in the chat right now, hit the like button, share the channel, share the live right now." All right. NYC Addiction says LL Cool J is in my top 10. LL Cool J has a ton of albums. LL Cool J has a couple classic albums. LL Cool J has street bangers, club bangers. I see Clayton was another comment. Clayton Phillips says, these three have the lyrics and wordplay to be up there. That's important too. So let's pause there. Clayton just said that these three artists have the lyrics. Yes, lyricism is very important when it comes to top 10. So yes, they have the lyrics. They have the wordplay. Yes, pun. I don't think there's any MC I've ever seen with wordplay like pun. Pun's wordplay was out of this world. So Clayton says they have the lyrics and the wordplay to be up there. Yeah, I agree. Let me put up a list. For y'all, okay? And I want to talk about this list just for a second. So again, the discussion we're having today is Big Pun, Notorious B.I.G., and Big L. Do they deserve to be in the top 10 discussion? And I know a lot of us are biased. A lot of us love Pun. I love Pun. I think Pun is just one of the greatest MPs of all time. A lot of us love Big L, and we're biased. But today we're going to have a real conversation. NYC Addictions has some comments. He says, we hear alive the best feeling. NYC Addiction says, Pun wordplay reached the Hispanic side. Shout out to Pun too. Pun had the English and he had the Espanol, and the whole of the Bronx was behind Pun. The whole of the Spanish community was behind Pun, and not just that he's Spanish, but Pun's lyricism was unbelievable. If you don't know much about Pun, I need y'all to go and listen. Listen, if you don't know about Big Pun, if you don't listen to his stuff, if you've never listened to his stuff, if you knew, go listen to this album right here. Big Pun Forever. Capital Punishment. Pana. Shout out to NYC Addictions for that comment. That was a great comment. So this is a random top 10 I'm giving y'all right here. And again, this is not my top 10. Okay, this is just a random, this is 10 random MCs that I think that you should have in your top 10. Get a couple comments. I see Derek Clark has a comment. Derek Clark says, yes, he do. Big Pun and Biggie Smalls, best 10 of all time. Okay. Triple T says Ice Cube should be talked about a lot more. All right, let's talk about it. So this is my random top 10. These are just 10 guys I think that if you're putting together a top 10, when it comes to lyricism, when it comes to changing the genre, when it comes to longevity, when it comes to having classic material, when it comes to replayability, where someone can still replay your music, you should have some of these guys here in your top 10. Okay, so KRS-One should be in your top 10. If you're talking about lyricism, longevity, classical material, change the game, KRS-One should be in your top 10. Rest in peace, Tupac Shakur. If Tupac is not in your top 10, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to be disrespectful. I'm not going to say something disrespectful. But if you don't have Tupac, and I've seen a lot of people say that Tupac is not a lyricist. Tupac didn't have a good flow. That's crazy talk. If you're one of those people that think Tupac is not a lyricist, anyway, Tupac should be in your top 10. Jay-Z should be in your top 10. Classic material, 1996, we're in 2020. Material has lasted forever. He changed over time. He has material you can still listen to today. He bodied Nas. He owned Summer Jam for like 6 years. Jay-Z should be in your top 10. Okay? Rakim. I've seen some people not put Rakim in their top 10. And I could understand. I could understand if you don't put Rakim in your top 10. But Rakim was one of the illest MCs at a time in hip hop. In that late 90s, that late 80s, early 90s, early 90s, Rakim was a beast. Okay, so if you talk about longevity, maybe he didn't last into the 90s too much. But Rakim should be in your top 10, okay? LL Cool J, no question. Come on, Lady Lover. If you don't got LL in your top 10, I don't know what to tell you. NYC Addictions, you need to call in, man. You need to call in NYC Addictions. Let the people know what's going on in the streets of New York, man. NYC Addictions, if you can, call into the show, man. LL Cool J should be in your top 10. Scarface. I've seen some people not put Scarface in their top 10s. I've seen some people try to diminish who Scarface is as an artist. Scarface should be considered in your top 10 of all time, y'all. Classic albums. Amazing lyricist. Music has lasted. And he had the sound, he had his area bumping. Jay-Z and them was going down there to make songs with Scarface. Scarface should be in your top 10. Nas Escobar, one of the greatest MCs of all time. Maybe Nas never got the ladies songs, the club bangers, the pop records. Maybe he never touched that like he should have. But Nas is an amazing lyricist, has classic albums. He's still putting out music today, so he has longevity. Nas should be considered in your top 10. Rest in peace, DMX. NYC Addiction says Big Pun had the Puerto Rican parade on Smash in the early 2000s. That's facts, yo. If you're in the chat right now, make sure to like the video. Share the video right now to anybody. Let them join the chat, man. Y'all go ahead, share the video right now if you're in the chat right now. Triple T got some comments here. Triple T says Tupac is a lyricist. Yes. Triple T says Jay-Z is also in my top 10. Yes. Triple T says LL Cool J is also in my top 10. Triple T says I gotta give Scarface music a listen. Yes. Go listen to Scarface. We got a comment from Derek Clark. Derek Clark says Big Pun got all the big hits. Shout out to Pun. Pun had some. It's so hard, yeah. One Eli Pun. What a birthday. Pun had the hits. Pun had the hits. Shout out to Derek Clark on that one. I like that one. That's facts. Pun had the hits. Triple T says DMX is also in my top 10. NYC Addiction says, nah. KRS-One is not part of the Godfathers. No, he says KRS-One is part of the Godfathers, but not top 10. Rakim should be in the top 10. Yes, Rakim, but NYC Addiction says KRS-One should not be in the top 10. And listen, I've heard that, y'all. I've heard people say KRS-One should not be in top 10. KRS-One is a beast, y'all. Rest in peace, DMX. DMX's first 3 albums is Dark as Hell is Hard, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, and then there was X. That's an amazing 3-album stretch, yo. Like I know Grand Champ sold well, but the fans didn't appreciate it a lot. Great Depression sold well, but again, the fans wasn't a big one for the fans. We got a call coming in, yo. Hold on a second, man. Yo. Hold on, yo. Hold on, chat. Yo, chat, we got NYC Addictions on the phone, man. NYC Addiction, what's good?
Yo, shout out to everybody. Shout out to chat. Shout out to Triple T. You know what it is. You way outside, you know what I'm saying? Holla at y'all.
Yo, man, I see Exotic Drinks. It's all over New York City, man. What's going on with Exotic Drinks?
Yo, I got it in Baltimore. I got it in California right now. We're making moves, man.
Yo. It sound like you're doing the Cameron, man. You got it in Maryland and Baltimore?
Yeah, man. I get it in Ohio, Papa.
Yo, man. Yo, we got the 3 flavors right now. We got the Love Potion number 9. We got the Galaxy. And we got the Medusa. Which one right now are the fans really gravitating to out of those 3?
They're really liking the honey one, the Love Potion, Papa.
The Love Potion. Yeah, listen, man. I told y'all that Love Potion, we got it on deck. I told y'all to go to Instagram, hit up Stacks, hit up Exotic Drink, get yours, man. Stacks, you just put a comment in the comment section. You said that KRS-One does not belong in the top 10, man. Why does KRS-One not belong in the top 10?
He belongs in the museum, but not in the top 10 because, you know, not a lot of people listen to him, and they don't know that knowledge yet because that was back in the era of Flavor Flav and, you know what I'm saying, everybody else, you know what I'm saying? That was a different movement. You know what I'm saying?
But if you put Rakim in the top 10, KRS-One was around the same time Rakim was out.
In the mix. You know what I'm saying? He was doing some shit with Kanye. He was doing shit with Nas. He was still in the mix. KRS-One retired. You know, that's why. So, you know, he kept it going until this day. I still see Rakim on TikTok. I still see him on Instagram and shit.
Yeah, he's still doing shows and stuff. All right, so
if you're gonna say that, you might as well put Slick Rick in there too.
No, well, yeah, listen. I've seen people put Slick Rick in their top 10. He's not in my top 10. Slick Rick is not in my top 10. But
the art of storytelling, he was with everybody, the West, the East, the South.
All
you
right.
gotta give that man a props.
All right. So what's your take, man? We all love Biggie Smalls. We all love Big L. We all love Big Pun. But do they really belong in the top 10 best all time?
Well, when you say dead or alive, of course, it's the dead side. You know what I'm saying? They got their own different list. You know what I'm saying?
No. We're talking about top 10 dead or alive. All MCs that ever came out.
As for consistency, lyrical, and relevance,
yeah.
I mean, you got to give it to Nas right now.
No. We only talk about Biggie, Pun, and Big L. Should we put them in the top?
Big L doesn't have too much work. He has a lot of influence. He has a lot of history. He has a lot of respect.
So Big L is not in the top 10.
I would say, like I said, put him in the KRS-One, category. Put him in the museum.
All right. What about Pun? Does Pun crack the top 10?
Pun has so much influence in the streets to this day, man. You know, Fat Joe still keeps him alive. You know, everybody still, even his son's out there rapping right now and all that. You know what I'm saying?
But does his 2 albums carry him into the top 10?
Yes,
or are you talking about nostalgia?
No. Just talking about those 2 albums right there.
Those 2 albums carry into the top 10.
Yeah. Put him in the mix of, you know. So, you know, because everybody's catching up and everybody's putting in more work. But, you know, I put him in, let's say, number 4, number 3 category.
Ooh, that high?
Yeah, I got to. You know what I'm saying?
With only 2 albums.
I'm from the old school.
With only see, hold on. You see what you just said? You say you're from the old school. It sounds like you're being nostalgic.
No. Because you know what? To this day, you still have Remy Ma that was on that album. You have Cuban Links. You have all these people that still are relevant right now. So it's still bringing back. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
So Pun is 4 or 5.
4 or 5. You know what I'm saying?
Where you putting Biggie? Does Biggie crack the top 10?
Biggie cracks the top 5. Yeah, he does. Yeah, of course.
So Biggie's in the top 5 too.
Yeah, top 5. He's in the top 5.
All right. Hold on. Let me get your top 10 MCs all time. All time. Who goes?
Right
No.
Right now?
No, not relevant. I'm talking about lyrical ability, albums. We're talking about.
I'm about to say Jim Jones. I'm about to say Jomo.
Listen. give me 10. Let me hear 10. Let the chat hear 10 MCs all time.
Let me just start with the 5 right now. As for relevance, I'm gonna go with Jadakiss right now. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody dropping hate like that, and it's not even drill music. You know what I'm saying? You got Nas. Nas is still out there. I put Biggie, Pun. Let me see. I put Big L before Jay-Z because Jay-Z took the style from...
Wait. You put... Come on. Stacks. Big L got 1 album. You putting Big L over Jay-Z. All time.
Because Jay-Z stole that style from Big L and Foosh Niggas and Big Daddy Kane. So you don't even know what kind of rapping he was doing.
Some people don't know who the Foosh Niggas is, man. All right, man.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. So you put in Biggie, you put in Pun, you're not putting Big L in the top 10.
And yeah, I just put Big L before Jay-Z. So Big L's number 5, Jay-Z's number 6. You know what I'm saying?
So you got guys like, so Lil Wayne ain't hitting the top 10?
Lil Wayne, yeah.
Scarface don't hit the top. Ghostface don't hit the top 10.
Hold on. Lil Wayne's going to be number 7 because he's after Jay.
50 Cent don't drop in the top 10?
Who?
50.
Yeah, 50's number like 9. Number 9.
What about DMX?
I was going to put him number 8. That's it right there.
Listen, man. All right. So you got all 3.
You know what? Let me put DMX because I was listening to him the other day. But that will go back to nostalgia a little bit because, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the last work he had was with the Locks. The last song he had was with the Locks, correct?
Yeah, he had an album came out about 3 years ago. He put out his last album right after he passed away. He put out an album.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it's called.
Let that happen again.
I think it's called Exodus. I think if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
All right, Stacks, man. Yo, man. I appreciate you calling in. Let the people know what's going on in the streets of New York right now, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit happening right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, summertime's about to be around the corner. Memorial Day, everything's heading over here, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all get your drinks. But right now, we outside. We in Queens right now, actually, you know what I'm saying? We about to go to Steinway. It's popping tonight. But other than that, shout out to the 16 Bar, shout out to Triple T, shout out to our chat, shout out to Exotic Drinks, everybody. Hit up New York City Edition about to come out. Next Monday, you're going to see a show. We're going to be at the St. Patrick's Day Parade. We outside.
All right. Can we look forward to any new flavors coming out for Exotic Drinks in the future?
Yeah, of course. I got the Lucky Irish Cream coming out right now just for St. Patty's Day.
Ooh, Lucky Irish Cream. That sounds delicious, man. Yo, all right, man. Stacks, appreciate you. Shout out to Exotic Drinks.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, one. All right, chat. That was Exotic Drinks calling in, man. Shout out to Exotic Drinks for always calling into the show. Today's discussion, today we're having an honest discussion, man. I know a lot of us are nostalgic. I know a lot of us love these MCs. And a lot of us don't want to really admit that there are a lot of MCs out here in the game. Do we put Big Pun, Big L, and Notorious B.I.G. in our top 10 of all time? Let me hit the chat and see what chat is going on, what the chat is saying. I see Clayton has a comment. Clayton Phillips says, does Curtis Blow belong in the top 10? Shout out to Curtis Blow, man. One of the godfathers of hip-hop. When I first started listening to hip-hop, I listened to some Curtis Blow. I wasn't a big fan of, but they got some nice stuff. My top 10, Clayton, Curtis Blow would not be my top 10. But again, for what he did in the early days of hip hop in the 70s and the 80s, you know, they paved the way for a lot of things in hip hop. They paved the way for the Slick Ricks, the KRS Ones, the Rackams, the Cool G Raps. You know, so shout out to Curtis Blow, man, Clayton. That's a good. I like that, man. But he's not in my top 10. But shout out to Curtis Blow. We got the Big Dice Chronicles is in the chat. Big Dice Chronicles, thank you for coming through. Big Dice Chronicles has a comment. He says, "Big is the greatest rapper of all time. Salute." Listen, man. I love Notorious B.I.G., y'all. Y'all know I love my man Big. Y'all know I love Notorious B.I.G. Y'all know Ready to Die is one of my top 3 rap albums of all time. This album, I remember this album like it was yesterday. I was living in Hollis, Queens at the time. I went down to Jamaica Avenue, 165 Coliseum block. I copped the album. I went back home to Queens. I put this in my 50 disc CD changer, and I started bumping this album, man. I bumped this album from front to back, maybe 5 times straight, y'all. And I couldn't believe the content in this album. I couldn't believe the way this album was structured, how he was born at the beginning and died. This album, the sequencing was perfect. The songs were perfect. The production was perfect. I think he only had a couple features. He had Redman in there, right? I think the What? Is it the What? I think he had, not Redman. He had Method Man in there, the What? And that album was it just stuck with me, man. So the Big Dice Chronicles says Notorious B.I.G. is the greatest rapper of all time. I can't argue with that. I'm not going to argue with that. Okay? And the argument that I have with people is that content matters. Okay? I know lyrical ability is one thing. I know rapping style is one thing. Rapping over beats and production is one thing. But when it comes to greatest of all time, you got to think about longevity. Okay? Because if an artist has, let's say, a 10-year run, some artists start off good, fall off, get better in a 10-year run. Some artists like Tupac's 10-year run was up. Tupac kept getting better in his 10-year run. Snoop Doggy Dogg had a good first album. Snoop Doggy Dogg never had a better album than Doggy Style. Snoop Dogg has about 12 albums. None of Snoop Dogg's album is better than Doggy Style. So you can say Snoop Dogg and he picked up. But Snoop Dogg has longevity. Snoop Dogg came out in the early 90s, mid 90s, 2000s, late 2000s. So longevity matters. And I'm not saying that Pun would have had a third album and it might not have been good. Pun would have fallen off. I'm not saying that, but it's possible. I'm not saying that Biggie's third album, he could have fallen off or not have a big hit. But that could have happened. There's a lot of our favorite MCs that have a 15-year career with 10 albums, and there's only 3 or 4 good albums in there. So the question I always ask people are we being nostalgic for that 3, 4, 5-year run that these artists have? Because believe it or not, Big L only had a good 3-year run. Notorious B.I.G. died in what, 97, I think? 97? Notorious B.I.G. only had like a 3, 4-year run. When Big Pun came out in the late 90s. I think Pun died in 2000, 2001. I think it's 2000. Pun had a short career too. So we never got to see if they were going to get better or if they were going to fall off. Okay, you look at Jay-Z. Jay-Z came on in 96. Jay-Z had some stumbles, but he came back up. Scarface career has been, Scarface has a great career. Ice Cube has bumps in the road, but Ice Cube bounced back. So are we being nostalgic when we say that Notorious B.I.G., Big Pun, and Big L should be in the top 10? And again, if you got Big L in your top 10, I'm not mad at you. And this is the album that Big L had when he passed away. This is the big picture. This was the album after he passed away. They put together some of the songs that he had and stuff. So this was his second album. His first album was called Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous. So this is Big L's second album. I honestly don't think Big L should be in the top 10 of all time. Let me hit the chat, man. See what the chat's saying. I see Caddy K is in the chat. Caddy K, what's up? Caddy K, thanks for coming through. Callie is in the building. Caddy K says, DJ Quick. E40. E40 has been in the game forever. Tupac, rest in peace, Pac. Too Short. Sugar Free. Yeah, Caddy K is naming some big hitters tonight. Shout out to Caddy K, man. Yeah, that's some big hitters there, man. You got a few comments from the Big Dice Chronicle. Big Dice Chronicle says, Brooklyn. Brooklyn. Big Dice Chronicle says, salute to the chat. Excuse my manners. It's all good, Big Doe. It's all good. Don't worry, Big Dice. It's all good, man. NYC Addiction says, Ice Cube? Yes and no. Just because we're on the East, not so much West Coast influence. Yeah, I mean, I lived on the East Coast all my life, but the influence of Ice Cube hit the East Coast heavy. Like NWA, Ice Cube was all over New York. When Ice Cube went on his solo career, Ice Cube was all over New York. Yeah, Ice Cube, yeah. NYC Addiction says, let's hear top 10 on the East Coast. Ooh, put down the chat. The Big Dice Chronicle says, Notorious B.I.G., Nas, Jadakiss, my top 3. I'm not mad at Biggie, I'm not mad at Nas, and I'm not mad at Jadakiss. Listen, y'all, what Jadakiss has been doing for the last 10 years needs to be considered. I know a lot of people get on Jadakiss. He don't have a classic album. Jadakiss has been spitting since the 90s. Jadakiss was great in the 90s. He was great in the early 2000s. Jadakiss is great in the late 20s. And right now, Jadakiss is still nice. Give Jadakiss his props. Thank you for that, Big Dice Chronicles. NYC Addiction says, separate East from the West. I don't know, NYC. NYC Addiction said, what about Big Daddy Kane? He's still relevant. Shout out to Big Daddy Kane. Big Daddy Kane deserves to be mentioned more. Big Daddy Kane has done a lot for the hip hop game. I'm gonna give y'all my random list one more time. Let me give y'all my random list one more time. And this is not my list, y'all. Okay, this is just a list that I think that you, as a hip hop head, you should have these artists in your top 10. Not all of them, but you should consider these artists for your top 10. If you're in the chat right now, hit the like button, share the video to all your friends, man. Caddy K has a comment. Caddy K says, yes, at NYC. Still putting music out. I think he just did something on the stoop. Yes. Big Daddy Kane just did that video when he's performing on the stoop. That's fact. He just did that too. Shout out to Caddy K for that. Triple T has a comment. Triple T says, here are my top 3 artists. Ice Cube, Tupac, and probably Busta Rhymes. Y'all. Tonight we're talking about these three rappers, man. Do they deserve to be in the top 10 of all time? I know we're nostalgic sometimes. We got Notorious B.I.G., we got Big Pun, and we got Big L. Do they really deserve to be in the top 10 rappers of all time? I'm going to give you my random top 10 one more time. Rappers that should be in your top 10. These are rappers that have done almost everything for rap. They got rapping ability. They got bars. They got classic albums. They have longevity in the game. They have replayable material that you can play over and over for years and years and years. KRS-One, Tupac, Jay-Z, Rakim, LL Cool J, Scarface, Nas, DMX, Ice Cube, and Ghostface Killer. All of these artists should at least be considered to be in your top 10. All right? So, one more time. Don't forget, if y'all haven't gone to Instagram and subscribe to his channel, y'all go over to Instagram, go to Exotic Drinks, hit him up on his Instagram, hit him up on his DMs. If you're here in New York City, you want something delivered, hit him up. He got the Love Potion number 9. He got the infused joints. He got the Galaxy. He got the Medusa. Hit up the Instagram page. Let him know what you want, man. Oh, this is beautiful. Devillion. That is amazing. Devillion, thank you for joining the chat. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. My apologies. Devillion has a comment. Devillion says, Big Pun, the first Latino artist to go platinum. Shout out to Pun. Let me put it back up one more time. Shout out to Pun. Shout out to Pun. All right. Let me start over that. Devillion, Big Pun, first Latino artist to go platinum. All three of them were incredible, talented geniuses. Top 10, no question. All three artists only had 2 studio albums, technically. And Devillion says blessing. So that's the conversation we're having right there. Devillion is saying that all three of them should be in the top 10. And here's my question. Here's my question. If somebody has 2 amazing albums, if an artist has 2 amazing albums, top to bottom, and another artist has 5 amazing albums, top to bottom, do you put the person with the 5 amazing albums over the guy with the 2 amazing albums? Or do you put the person with the 2 amazing albums over the person with the 5 amazing albums? The reason I'm asking that is because KRS-One has more albums than all 3 of them. Tupac gotta be in the top 10. Tupac has to be in your top 10. Jay-Z has to be in your top 10. Rakim, if you don't put Rakim in your top 10, I'm not mad at you. He should be. LL Cool J gotta be in your top 10. If you don't put Scarface in your top 10, I'm not mad at you. But Scarface should be in your top 10. Nas gotta be in your top 10. You gotta put Nas in your top 10. DMX has at least 3 classic albums. Like I said, It's Dark and Hell is Hot, classic. Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, classic. And then there was X. It may not be a classic, it's still a solid album. Great Depression, solid album. Grand Champ, solid album. Do you put Biggie over DMX? DMX should be in your top 10. Ice Cube should be in your top 10. Listen, y'all, listen. I know we're on the East Coast, I know some of y'all in the Midwest. I know some of y'all in Cali, wherever y'all at. Ice Cube should be in your top 10. Should an artist with 2 albums be in the top 10 all time? So Lil Wayne is not in the top 10? T.I. does not make the top 10? Busta Rhymes don't make the top 10? Kanye West don't make the top 10? I love Beanie Siegel. Does Beanie Siegel make the top 10? We got some comments in here. Caddy K says, hella nostalgic. That's okay. The West and South still show the East love. Yeah. We even talk about Andre 3000 and Big Boy. They don't make the top 10? Caddy K says E40. E40 don't make the top 10? You got a guy like The Game that had some amazing albums. The Game don't make top 10? We got Kendrick Lamar still dropping good music. Kendrick don't make the top 10? Snoop Doggy Dogg. Say what you want about Snoop. Y'all don't got Snoop in your top 10? I know we try to say Biggie Pun and Big L. Top 10 is not a lot, y'all. When you start really going through your artists, when you start going through your artists and start seeing artists, top 10 is not a lot, y'all. Raekwon? Who else? Redman don't make the top 10? Lil' Kim don't make the top 10? See who else. Let me see who else. Prodigy don't make the top 10? Who else? Who else could make the top 10? Is J. Cole in the top 10? J. Cole released some fire, y'all. Y'all don't be talking about J. Cole a lot. I don't like that. Y'all get me mad. I don't like that at all. Put J. Cole in your list. All right, J. Cole got to be in the top 20 list or something. Let me see who else. Nobody said Cameron. Is Cameron in the top 10? Who else? We got about three Wu-Tang members that should be in the top. Let me hit the chat. See what the chat is saying. We're going to go to the Big Dice Chronicles. Got a comment. Big Dice Chronicles says, damn, that list is killing my soul. I'm 52. Shout out to the 50-50 club, man. He says, I'm 52. I'm from the era. That list has me rolling up. Listen, man. Those 10, and this is just random, y'all. This is not my top 10, y'all. This is just random people I think you should have in your top 10. KRS, Tupac, Jay, Rakim, LL, Scarface, Nas, DMX, Ice Cube, Ghostface. I'm not saying this should be your top 10. I'm just saying that those are 10 random people that you got to consider when you're talking about lyricism, you're talking about longevity, you're talking about classic albums, you're talking about spitting, you're talking about holding down the club, the ladies, the hardcore scene. They covered all of that. So, okay. Thank you for that, Big Dice. Devillian says he has 5. Who has 5? Oh, Triple T says Tupac only has 4 albums. Tupac has Strictly for My Jiggers, All Eyes on Me. No, Tupac got at least 5 before he passed away. Hold on, there's one I forgot before Strictly for My Jigger. There's another album out before that. Hold on, let me get Tupac list. Hold on, my bad. He got one before. Yeah, Tupacalypse Now. So Tupacalypse Now in 1991, Strictly for My Jiggers 1993. Me Against the World, 1995. All Eyes on Me, 1996. And I know it came out after he passed. I count Machiavelli as a Tupac album. I'm sorry. Machiavelli is a Tupac album. I don't care what nobody say. We got Dartmouth. That's a hard name. Dartmouth. Shout out to Dartmouth. We got Dartmouth in the chat. Dartmouth says, Cool G Rap is the rapper flat out like something on the side of a highway. That's hard. Shout out to Dartmouth. Yes. My apologies, Cool G Rap. I'm sorry. My apologies to you. Cool G Rap should be in your top 10 discussion, y'all. Listen, and I know a lot of us came in maybe in the late 90s listening to rap, or some of y'all in the 2000s listen to rap, but like Dartmouth just said, man, Cool G Rap is a beast. And Cool G Rap was releasing music only a couple years ago. Hold up, let me pull up Cool G Rap. Hold up. Cool G Rap had an album out in 2022. Last of a Dying Breed. 2020, Genius of Rap 3. Let me go back. Son of G Rap, 2018. So Cool G Rap is still active. Thank you for that, Dartmouth. Thank you for that. DeVillian says Cool G Rap is the underdog. Yes. So today's discussion is, are we being nostalgic when we put Big Pun, Big L, and Notorious B.I.G. in our top 10s? Because there's a lot of artists out there, y'all. There's a lot of artists that, I mean, I don't like Lil Wayne like that. I think he's okay. There's a lot of people that put Lil Wayne in their top 10s, y'all. Cameron has at least 4 solid albums. And he has longevity. Okay, maybe he's not the best lyrical. Maybe not. But he has classic albums. He has classic albums. Mixtape run. Longevity. Is he a lyricist? Cam's a lyricist. Jadakiss should be in your top 10. Dartmouth says West Side Gun. I'm not a big West Side Gun fan, but Griselda's doing their thing, man. West Side Gun is an amazing producer. I still take Benny I still take Benny over him. Dartmouth says Master Ace. I just told y'all, there's at least 4 to 5 Wu-Tang members that could be on this list. Ghostface should be in your top 10. Method Man, I know Method Man might be one of the most lyrical next to Jizza and Ghost and Ray, but Method Man could be in your top 10 too. But Ghostface got to be in your top 10. Ghostface got longevity. Dartmouth says Master Ace and Sadat X. Shout out to Sadat X, man. I love Sadat X. What goes around comes back around again. Here we go. Today's discussion, man. Are we being nostalgic? Are we being nostalgic when we talk about Biggie, when we talk about Big L, and when we talk about Pun, man? These guys only had 1 or 2 albums. Amazing albums. I'll put Ready to Die up against anything. I will put the Ready to Die album up against any album. Also Capital Punch. I'll put this up against a lot of albums. Like Jay-Z said, put your CDs up. Let's go song for song. I'll put this album up against any album out there. Top to bottom. One of the best albums ever released. Dartmouth says Black Thought. Black Thought Shout out to Psy. Black Thought is one of Psy's best artists. Caddy K says Triple T, that's my favorite Tupac album. Triple T says All Eyes on Me is Tupac's real final album. Okay. I still put Machiavelli in there. And I always get sad whenever I listen to the Machiavelli album. Because like I said, Tupac is one of the only artists that I can think of that had a career that was like this. Every album Tupac released, he got better and better and better and better and better. He's one of the only artists I could think of that had a career that was just going up. And that Machiavelli album, if Tupac was alive to tour that album and do shows and concerts with that album, the rap game would have been a whole different rap game, y'all. But today we're talking about Notorious B.I.G., Big L, and Big Pun. Do they belong in the top 10 best of all time? Y'all drop your comments in the comment section down below. Let me know what y'all think. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead, subscribe to the channel. We got videos coming out almost every day, all week long. Check out our videos. Check out our Rate the Bars videos. Check out our Throwback Thursdays. Check out our Freestyle Friday videos. Check out our Saturday and Sunday videos. We got the Freestyle Wars, all right? Hit the like button if you're here right now. And as always, man, I appreciate each and every one of y'all for always coming through. We're going to have another Talking Bars. I think Tuesday we're going to do another show. All right, so y'all make sure tap into Talking Bars, all right? It's your boy on Slow Tree. This is Talking Bars. I'll see y'all later. Peace.